Vols are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Brought by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Thursday, February 23rd. I'm feeling a little bit better after last night's performance from the Vols. Oh, really both, but nothing gets you fired up like not one Chuck Taylor home run, but two Chuck Taylor home runs. So we're feeling good. Fall baseball, full swing. The women aren't happy, and I'm going to be honest, I don't blame them. If you can't tell, I'm a beard guy, so I get it.
Yeah, need to change things up. So I like the clean shave, but I don't know what was into Charlie Taylor last night. I said if he hit that double that tarps were coming off. I think he just wanted us all to get naked.
You danced with the devil there. You were flirting with it.
when it came off the bat, I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be like, what if it's off the wall?"
Does he try to go three there, or is he aware of the moment and knows he has to stay a second? What happens there as a baseball player?
You got to know.
He's staying a second?
Oh, yeah, you got to know.
Can he stand on second at a home run? Can he just, I'm doing this?
Yeah. He just calls time.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, what a performance from him. And listen, I don't know how you can't be a Charlie Taylor fan, and you knew it was there defensively. So for him to have that kind of offensive performance, and I'm sorry, just kind of jump right into that stuff, but it was just so much fun. It was so cool. It was, and then we had, hopefully you guys got to listen to our Connor Pavoloni when he was on the show. I mean, biggest Charlie Taylor fan there is, and president of the fan club. So that just, I was already a Charlie Taylor fan. He made me more of one. So last night was awesome.
So February 22nd is now Charlie Taylor Day. Can we all agree?
I think so. I think so. I hope, I would like more of maybe like a June 3rd. I don't know the exact dates, but something in that area, maybe a hair later, to be official Charlie Taylor Day. So let's get to that point too.
Yeah,
I'd like.
Let's do it.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got it. We've got a good show. I'm sure we'll be angry for at least a minute. Tuesday night wasn't fun. And I don't know if there'll be some fun ones from here on out, unfortunately. So, but we'll talk about it at least, and get into all that mess, if you will. We've got BaseVols, which is going to be, I'm fired up for that. I should have put on the jersey. I was running in, so I'm the reason we're late. I'm sorry, but how can you not be fired up for this baseball team? Everyone doubted them, and listen, that was a sucky weekend. But I actually came with my tomahawk because Tennessee was down 3 runs to someone early last year, and everyone had a meltdown. I was like, guys, it's the fight in Tony Vitello's. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Fighting, keyword there.
Fighting.
No G. No G.
Fighting. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a fun show. We've got a lot of good stuff, some good segments. We've got Joey Boots and D Bloom in the back here too to help us out. Before we get in, I do want to give a special shout out to some of the best people on planet Earth. Underdog is Knoxville's best sport collectible store with a wide selection of UT cards, autographs, and memorabilia. Whether you're looking for a Peyton Manning autographed helmet or the most recent Topps baseball card release, you'll find it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates and proudly supports UT sports by hosting NIL events throughout the year. Stop by the University Commons Shopping Center next to Publix and Domino's to check them out. Open 6 days a week with live YouTube shows 3 nights per week. Remember to always bet on the Underdog. Special announcement, they do have a Jared Dickey home run. Be patient. It's currently lodged in their front window. So they've got to get that, figured out, but may have an autographed Jared Dickey ball for you soon. If that doesn't hit the foul pole, that might land in the river off right field, which is insane.
I love it. Love it. Love Dickie Dingers.
I mean, that was one of those. You get that right field wall. So anytime a ball goes up there, especially when you're there in Lindsey Nelson, anytime a ball goes up towards right field, you always know there's a chance.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to carry a little bit. That ball went off the bat. That was good in every park.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure somebody in the bullpen caught it.
Off the foul pole? That's pretty impressive.
I don't know if it was off the foul.
They said it was off the foul pole, which made
sense.
Sense.
Then that's why. Yeah. Okay.
Which made sense because I never saw it, but I just saw it off the bat, and then the camera couldn't find it, and I was like, "Is that fair?" And then whoever was announcing said off the foul pole.
So whoever had the doink, the prop, won some money. So good for them.
Could have been friend of the pod. I assume Redmond's in the bullpen. Could have been.
Yeah. No, it was a catcher, some kind of catcher. They had a catcher's mitt, so I'm assuming it was a catcher.
In the mid live, I like it.
Yeah.
Gonna stay hot.
But yeah, like I think going to the baseball game helped. Not like I wasn't like too focused on the basketball team. I mean, it's just I don't want to say like the Alabama game shouldn't happen because anytime you beat Alabama, it's got to happen. But did it like kind of give some false hope on like how good this team can be without two of their starters?
No, I think it is just I think it's a thesis of this team. I mean, they can be that good.
Mm-hmm.
Are they that good most nights? No. And even with A&M, I had the question proposed to me, do they beat A&M with Julian Phillips and Josiah Jordan-James? I don't know. I really don't. Neither of them are guys you can really 100% go to late games that are going to make that shot. Neither of them are that, unfortunately. And neither of them are guys that are going to get the ball, go to the hole, and either score or get fouled. And that's what we were lacking in that game, I thought.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that either. I want to say they do.
Well, yeah.
Because like I'm trying to cling on to any kind of hope that I still have, but yeah, I'm not sure because like there's times where Julian Phillips looks really good early, gets to the free throw line, and then he disappears. And there's sometimes where Josiah Jordan-James can't throw it in the ocean. And there's times where he goes 15 and 14 against Auburn, and we only score 46 points, 45 points, something like that. So yeah, it's just it's weird. I don't understand it. I wish I knew X's and O's with basketball. I just think it's a lack of like they don't have anybody that can get to the rim, and they're not good shooters. And I think they're soft inside.
They're not good shooters, but I think even the worst part about not being good shooters is that they're also don't make the best decisions with the ball in their hands when it comes to shooting. I just think poor shot selection was the name of the game on Tuesday night, and I think it was your Achilles heel late in the game. Listen, Kumwal makes a big time three there later in the game. Then as the clock's winding down, just chucks up one off the dribble, makes no sense. And I'm not sitting here just trying to dog these guys. These are things that I would expect them to sit there and look and film and be like, what am I doing? Zakiya Ziegler doesn't see a screen at all, which I know isn't entirely his fault, but plenty of time left there in the game clock. And it tries to beat a guy off the dribble, never creates separation, still shoots it. Those just aren't good shot selections. And those are just two that I thought killed you late. There are plenty more examples throughout the game. So yeah, not only good shooters, but you're not putting yourself in good positions. And I think that's a killer. And part of that is you talk about being soft inside. When you're in a shooting slump, you want to go to a guy in the paint, whether he's going to shoot or not, you want to go to a guy in the paint that can score, and you don't have that.
Yeah. And I do think that Tennessee's defense has taken a little step back. It's not as, I think they did a phenomenal job against Alabama, but you don't give up 34 free throws and expect to win any game.
Yeah, and for all the Alabama fans that are wondering how they didn't get some of these charge calls, I think it's really obvious now. So it makes sense. I don't know why you're asking questions anymore. But yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, you can't even charge your own team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the game was being officiated by Tuscaloosa PD. We shouldn't be surprised there were no charges called late. But yeah, someone commented after the Alabama game, I think, if you can score 60 on Tennessee, you're probably going to win. And it's hard to disagree with that right now.
100%.
And that's not an easy thing to do, thankfully, on this defense, but it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. And I just don't get it. I don't get how they're so bad offensively, but I mean, they just don't have a guy that can just late in the shot clock go to the rim. Zakai is the only one that can beat somebody off the dribble, but I mean, when he gets in there, it's hard for him to do anything. And then, he's forcing things and, turning the ball over, and he's not shooting well. I think he was 2 for 11. I mean, guys, if you're that bad at shooting threes, like in a game, why do you keep shooting? I would be done shooting. And Tyreek Key's another one. I know they want to keep him shooting and stuff like that. He's 2 for 21 in the past 3 games from the field. I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know how you at what point do you say, shoot or shoot? Are you a shooter though? I don't know if you could argue that anymore at that point. And again, I think it just boils down to just poor shots. Because I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that. I mean, Zakai makes some big time threes sometimes. They come at the right times, it seems. But like you said, 2 for 11 is just not acceptable. Even Vescovi, who's shooting great. Not great. I mean, I guess great throughout the season from 3-point range. Like 4 for 10 isn't going to help you win games. And I mean, Vescovi's a big part of why Tennessee's in games, but 4 for 10 is not going to help.
I would venture to say he's probably the only reason.
That's fair.
I mean, like, really, I mean, he's been your only consistent guy in double figures all season long.
Yeah.
There was that stretch when Zakai looked like one of the best guards in the country, and then he kind of, goes back to his old ways of turning the ball over and, again, forcing things that aren't there. And it's one of his killers too, that's going to haunt him if he can't figure it out is the fouls. And I know it's hard when you're the most physical team out there, you're going to get fouls called on you. It's just the way it goes. But what you have to do is you have to make smart fouls. Your fouls can't be in bad situations. They can't be off turnovers where I know you're just trying to make a play. I get that, but you've got to know in that situation, can't reach, you really can't touch. I mean, you got to be so careful. And he's a guy that wants to go back and get the ball, but you got to be smart at the same time, or you're going to get called for that often. Yeah, aggressive and dumb are 2 totally different things. I mean, you just got to know, like, if you're 80 feet from the basket and you're pick up your 3rd foul, like that's dumb. Even if you would have got the ball back, it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to put this all on ZZ here or anything, but when he was playing his best ball, Tennessee didn't necessarily look their best, but they were winning games.
Yeah.
So you need it from him.
I think we said it a couple weeks ago. If Santi and Zakai doesn't have a good game, Tennessee's probably not winning. And that's how it's been. Since Tennessee kind of went on I think they had a pretty good game against Alabama, but after that, it's been – Santi's kind of been it. Zakai has struggled these past 3 games. And Tennessee's lost.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to just I'm not sitting here saying Tennessee doesn't have a chance to figure it out and get it together, because I think Tennessee's talented. I don't think there's denying that. You don't knock off the number 1 team in the country and not be talented enough to win ball games. And talking about beating Kansas too, you don't win those games without talent. Especially and you beat Alabama at home, and that's the only good win you have this year. All right, it was your night. You were grooving, but you don't do that, and you don't do that several times and not be a good team. The good thing about basketball is it's a weird sport. You figure it out at the right time, and you're fine. I don't know how Tennessee figures it out. You kind of said I wish I was a little bit more well versed in basketball. I would probably consider myself a casual in that sense. Really in most sports, but especially basketball. And I don't know how they do it, because it just doesn't seem like anything. I don't know. I mean, I would assume they're kind of mixing it up. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything right at this moment, which sucks. You get back on the plane or you get back in the locker room at home and just feel like you haven't done anything right. It's frustrating. It's tough to build from that. Maybe you get Josiah and Julian back and things start clicking, but right now it just doesn't seem hopeful.
Yeah, and it's like you look at the wins. You look at Kansas. You look at Gonzaga in an exhibition, which I know they aren't fantastic this year, but you look at them beating Alabama and Auburn. Like those are good wins, but the losses just look bad.
Right.
Vanderbilt,
And
Missouri, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a terrible basketball team. I don't think they should beat Tennessee.
I don't either, but to be fair to that point, they are 13-2 in conference play. In a weird year, they're 2 losses. So I do. I mean, I got to give them a lot of credit, and they're doing things right. It was, and they are at home in that sense. It's a little bit easier to win at home. And plus the midweek factor. I mean, but that's the thing is, if Tennessee's not good enough to overcome any of that, because we sat here and said it about Vanderbilt. If you can go and win after that game, you kind of just shake that one off as a midweek game at Vanderbilt. But you can't, because you lose to Missouri at home next, in somehow worse fashion. And then you can shake off the Missouri win or loss if it's just, hey, bad week, and it looks like you bounce back, and then you go and you look similar against A&M. So it's tough, and you can't give them the benefit of the doubt too much. You got to figure out ways to win. I don't know. I know one of the answers is to make freaking shots. I mean, it's that simple, and that sucks. But you shoot 29% from three, you aren't winning a lot of ball games.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to ask. Do we shoot in practice? Because, I mean, Tyreek Key 2 for 21. I mean, I could go out there and blindfolded and might make 2 of 21.
Well, and listen, I'm not sitting here trying to tell Rick Barnes how to coach. He knows a lot more about basketball than me. This is an offhand comment before y'all call me stupid. Maybe just give him a couple days off. This feels like one of those things. These guys are good shooters. We've seen Tyreek Key do it. We've seen Zakai and Vescovi do it. These guys are good shooters. Maybe they just need a couple days away. Let them come back fresh and see if they can just. Sometimes the best take a break.
Can't get worse, right?
It certainly cannot. Listen, I don't think practice is. I don't think practice is going to fix whatever shooting woes are happening. I really don't. I don't think you can fix this. I don't.
Yeah, just bad all the way around. I was going to say something about the shooting. God, I just missed too.
No one will notice. Don't worry.
Jesus. I was going to say
10 points.
He played well. I was going to say that I know we were talking about we're not X's and O's. We kind of said last episode was, hey, your one way to beat Texas A&M is to take away Wade Taylor. Well, you didn't, and you lost. I mean, it's 25. I mean, and I think 16 of 17 from the free throw line. I mean, you just let him kind of do whatever he wanted.
That's another thing that's frustrating is how much A&M got to the line. I get it. Like I said it just a minute ago, you're going to get fouls called on you, but you got to be smarter. I mean, they got in the bonus in the second half with 9 minutes left.
We got 3 fouls in the first 90 seconds.
Was it sooner than 9 minutes? Maybe I just noticed it at 9 minutes where I was like, ooh, no.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like that the 15-minute mark. They're close.
I'm going to have to check it, but
I don't know. Yeah, it was not. I mean, as soon as they got into the those 3 fouls, they're getting close to the bonus. You kind of felt like it was over. I know it wasn't. Tennessee made it a game late. You mentioned Olivier did make a big shot there to kind of keep
14
it going.
minutes.
14 minutes. I knew it was quick, and it just felt like it was. You were fighting an uphill battle from that point on because they were trying to get to the rim. They knew we were already in foul trouble, so they kept trying. And it's either hey, give them an easy 2, or somebody's sitting on the bench. And right now, it's we don't have anybody else to really go to at the guard position. B.J. Edwards is it doesn't seem like he's ready, and maybe he just needs to play more, but they're not willing to do that. So it's, hey, just Santi, I don't care if you have the flu. You're playing 36 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah. Ethan Cundiff said, did we talk about the record with Plavsic? No, give me those stats, Ethan. I haven't seen that.
I have this somewhere.
You have it pulled up? Let's talk about it.
This is actually one of my stupidities, actually.
Oh.
So It's just like the
Make it make sense kind of deal.
yeah. It's Vols are 15-3 with Plavsic starting. Vols are 5-5 without.
Start him. So I don't care. I know I've said don't start him. I'm sorry. That speaks for itself. Start him.
Well, here's the
He didn't
part.
start against Alabama, right?
Here's the part that kind of just makes me just like no. Squad needs juice. There's a 7'1", 265-pound ball of juice sitting on the bench.
Ball of juice.
Yeah.
Can he be described as a ball of anything? Bull, maybe. Switch one word. Bull. Okay. He's a bull in a china shop.
Bull of juice. Juice bull. That sounds like a.
Listen, I'm an analytics guy. Start him.
I mean, that's skewed by.
It is a little skewed, but there's definitely wins over Kansas in there. There's a win over Kansas. One of those losses is Arizona, I would presume.
One of those losses is Kentucky.
One of those losses. Oh God! All right. Well, now you've got me. You've got me backed into a corner, my friend. I mean, that's the thing is though is it's hard to argue with analytics. Now, like you said, they're skewed. But we'll say we're not math guys from now on.
I mean, maybe try it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
It won't hurt at this point. Yeah. It won't hurt. I mean, you probably do need to shake it up again in some sense because whatever you've got right now isn't working. Well, I shouldn't say that. Tennessee, kind of jumped out Tuesday night, right? I turned it on late.
Yeah, they did.
9-2 at one point. Yeah, 9-2. 11-3. I mean, come on.
Like, yeah, we should have just stopped there.
Yeah, stop the count. It's over. I am very frustrated by this basketball team. Saturday was not fun. And we talked about it on Sunday and how you.
Well, apparently they're being like.
You let me down.
I
know that doesn't mean anything to y'all, but you did.
Josiah Jordan James could have played. Like he went through warm-ups and everything like that. And maybe he's on a plan. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but dude, if you can play, you can play.
Yeah, I mean, there was some miscontext in the initial tweet. I don't know if you kind of saw and I'm not giving the full quote, but more context to it is that Rick Barnes pretty much just said, if you feel like you're still hurt, I've got to believe you because I know you're a competitor. This isn't verbatim, but I know you're a competitor. So if you say you can't play, I got to believe you. I know you want to, but it's his decision. So I don't know exactly what that means. It could go back early in the season. It sounded like he was a go. He was warming up, and it was comfortability. It was confidence, and it just wasn't there. So I don't know if that's a similar situation, which is, I mean, so how good is he if he's not confident? That's my problem with that. And I get being frustrated in the sense of if he can go, but if he doesn't look 100%, even though doctors, trainers are telling him he is, he might not play close to 100%. So
yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
my only kind of.
Here's the thing: when you go beat Kansas, you go beat Alabama, you put those expectations on yourself.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If you don't want us to get upset when you lose to Vanderbilt and Missouri, hey, don't beat those teams that are the best in the country.
Don't set us up to be hurt. No, I don't think. I mean, I hope guys aren't upset about the criticism. I think a lot of guys are, and rightfully. I mean, some of the hate that has been tweeted out, and I know it's just going to be fans are going to fan. It just is what it is. And Tennessee fans can
stay off social
media.
That's
my advice. That's my advice, especially after a loss. But and it's not going to change if you play in the NBA. I said it the other night to somebody. If you could find a way to pull everybody's tweets from one of your high school games, I guarantee you there's negative ones about you in there. You might not have seen them because they didn't name you, or you didn't follow them, or they didn't trend, but they were there in high school too. So it is, and I'm not saying they're right. It's just an unfortunate part of life. But I mean, this team deserves criticism. I don't think it's unfair to criticize. It is unfair to be an asshole to people just because they're not playing good basketball.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think there's definitely both sides. There's like, hey, I wouldn't go after the fans, And I'm not saying that Zakai was doing that. I'm just saying
I don't hate his tweet at all. I mean, first off, I
No.
feel like he just stated a fact.
Right. I'm just saying, like, there's a fine line between like there's criticism and then there's guys just like you said, just being an ass. And then there's, there has been players in the past that has come after the fan base, and my advice is don't do that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Don't listen. I'll say it. Don't be Brian Maurer where you try to alienate them and act like it's us against you. That's just dumb. I didn't get that from Zakai.
No, I didn't.
And it's got to be hard to get on social media. Like we both just said, don't get on it and see that. But I think as an athlete and really, I mean, just as anybody, like you got to understand when you're doing things right, people are going to ride with you. When you're doing things wrong, people aren't. And then there's always going to be the loyal ones. And that's a thing too, that I think if you talk to most people that have spent their time here at Tennessee, like you find out that there's plenty of loyal ones that'll defend you just because you're a Tennessee guy. So don't get hung up on the douchebags.
Yeah. I mean, Zakai is very aware that Tennessee fans came to his family's aid.
And he's very thankful. He's been very vocal about that. And if you hold that over his head, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Agreed. Don't do that.
All right, let's get into
I had to clean my it was first of all, let's be old men for a second. How about the weather today?
Yeah, I actually, I'm glad you brought this up. I wish we could do a poll on here because I think a lot of people would agree with me. Landon has had an empty hot tub since I mean, at least all through the winter. This man fills it up when it's 80 degrees outside. Riddle me
No,
that.
it's been full. It's been full.
Okay.
I drained it today.
You just don't let me in it.
Yeah, no, you can't get it. No, I drained it today to clean it. It just needed to be clean.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I kind of don't believe you, but for now, I'll take your word for it.
All right,
I'm
next time
I'm a ride or die.
you can come over and clean it.
I'll watch you do it just to audit you, but no, I will not be participating in that.
Supervisor?
Yes, I am supervisor morale. Make sure spirits are high and things are, not necessarily getting done, but positive towards getting them done. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem at all. Anytime, dude. Anytime you need me, I'm a ride or die. Don't worry about it. I'm fiercely loyal to a fault. I delete tweets if they go against people I like. I do tweet emotionally. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Can't get canceled. All right, let's get to something. Speaking of warmer weather, let's get to something sunnier.
What was Tuesday like? I don't even remember what the weather was like that day. What was it like in Lindsay? I saw some sweaters, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it got a little chilly when the sun went down. Not too bad. Yesterday was a little the same thing. It was a little warmer yesterday.
You think your dad is like trying to get on TV? I saw him at least 10 times yesterday.
Dude, he's always on TV.
It's amazing.
Like that. I think that one game where I stood out with you in the outfield, that Missouri game. That's when
the camera had to sit in your seat.
Yeah, I mean there was like 8 promos from that one game.
I loved it, and he was wearing. I don't remember if that was Tuesday or Wednesday night. He was wearing gray, and I mean, you could every time he got up, I feel like he was on camera. It's like this man's trying.
He bought a cream hat the other night. He's like, "Hey, I bought a hat to go with that jersey you bought me," and I was like, "Yeah, you needed that. You didn't have enough of those."
I don't think I knew they had cream hats.
They got cream hats.
All right. Tennessee doesn't wear cream hats, do they? They wear orange with cream? Pretty sure they do.
Do they?
Some fact check me, someone. Fact check me quick.
I don't know. I feel like they'd have cream hats.
Oh, this is a good one, Landon. Can you Ethan wants you to talk about Lindsey Nelson improvements. What's been happening there on campus?
So there is a third porch level. And I think it's cool. It does look good. I was a little bit skeptical about it because I just hate like the bleacher look. It just looks cheap.
Right.
But these look good. It's almost enclosed. It feels like out there. So it looks good. And then where the bleachers were down right field, they are all chairbacks now.
I saw some people that Bleacher fans.
Yeah, no one's a Bleacher fan when it's 100 degrees outside. So
I hope they keep bleachers in L forever. I can't imagine chairbacks in L. I'm sorry, I'm a scumbag. Scumbags don't sit in chairbacks.
standing room only.
We piss in troughs and we sit in bleachers.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about those when it's that hot. So for that long.
The worst part about it is when you're wearing shorts and they stick to which you kind of have that problem in those black chairbacks anyways.
Dude, and you get like monkey butt so bad with those. You know what monkey butt is?
I mean, I think I do based on context, but I don't think I've heard that.
It's just it's so uncomfortable.
Right?
It's like itchy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've ever had an itch. You scratch it?
It's like, I don't know what it is about the bleachers, but it just sits so weird. All right, I'm gonna stop talking.
I'm just glad it's not me tonight.
But yeah, it's like it's itching for sure. Monkeys always itch the butt.
Dude, what about all the standing room last night? I guess it was just the warm weather brought everybody out, but man, that place was packed in the standing room area.
I think people just like to stand. I think some of the
most of those
people have tickets and they just go up there and I like to do it when I go to the bathroom, come back, the inning had just started. I like to at least chill for an inning.
I like standing out there. Unfortunately, if you don't get a front row seat, it's not a great watch from that side. But no, I like standing, and it kind of shocks me. Baseball's a little slow, methodical, so you think standing for that is not fun, but I think it gives you kind of something to do between batters and innings. You're standing up already. Might as well walk around.
Yeah. So my question would be to Lindsey Nelson, are we going to do a fourth porch next year? How far are we going up with this?
I think you add one for every regional appearance. That's my opinion. It's super regional.
Just keep it going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it going. I'm still pushing for the berm. Still doing it.
Somewhere.
I think I even have a better idea. Instead of having to build a mound, you build a concrete, like amphitheaters, they have like concrete,
a slab.
Just nowhere to sit. I mean, you could sit there, but standing, I think you just do that out there. Let the students out there, let coolers come in.
Let the band play neck.
Flow, man. Yes, dude. Come on.
Hey, I'm all for just open the gates, baby. Just let us in.
Yeah, I think Lindsey Nelson, and I know this is probably a hot take because it's pretty rowdy already. I think it could get rowdier for sure.
Oh, I can't imagine what we're gonna do on a Wednesday night if Charlie Taylor would hit a double.
You and Grit would have, I guess, thrown a foul pole in the river. I guess is what we're tearing now.
Oh, I'd have got real warm real quick and hugged Grit and got all up in that chest hair. I mean, it would have been awesome.
What if I'm sorry, Grit. I don't mean to discuss your personals. What if Grit was just bare chest, like nothing on him, all that beard and just nothing on his chest?
There's no way. He's like our boy D Bloom. I mean,
I'm just floating the idea out there.
Just freaking Wolverine over here.
I would love a series of you guys going to games. I just feel like the content would write itself. We don't even need to prompt you at all. Also, I think we need to do a Lindsey Nelson. I don't know what it's called exactly, but non-dogs, non-beers. I think we need to do it. One bite. Yeah, I mean, if you can do it one bite, just more power to you. But
I will say this: every time, these games start at 4:30. 4:30 games. Whoever makes that schedule, screw you. I have to work until 5:30. So
especially
I get there.
7. We're playing 7 innings this year, guys.
Yeah, it's like, dude, the past 2 games I've been there for an hour and had to go home. I guess I didn't have to go home, but if the game was over, there's nothing else to do.
Maybe they'll let you take BP next time it ends in 7.
But all the food was gone in the MVP room, so I'm okay with eating nachos and a hot dog, but I would like some shrimp and grits too. At least the option.
Dang,
I don't even have to have it. I just want the option.
Just leave it out, even if it's cold. Just leave it out for Landon. It's okay. Yeah. No problem. I'm excited. Can't wait to be back in Lindsey Nelson. Ready to get wild. Buck wild.
Buck wild, baby. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's supposed to rain this weekend.
Yeah, that's so.
Who makes these schedules? Who schedules rain on opening weekend?
That's what I'm saying. But I will take rain now than when SEC play starts.
It's fair. It's going to rain then, though, too. That's the only issue.
When we played Iona, was it last year? And it just
Iona, it was freezing rain.
Yeah. And we beat them like 50-something. That
was 9 innings,
but it was bad. Poor Iona, poor Alabama and A&M last night. That 5th inning was the longest 5th inning I've ever been a part of.
Yeah,
dude, they left him out to dry.
Well, they didn't have anyone else to go to be fair. I mean, I could see him kind of looking around in the bullpen. Like, I don't know if the guy was just in the bathroom or they were just counting heads, making sure they had enough, but
yeah,
they were trying to figure it out.
Every time we got somebody on, I'm like, hey, just steal and pull up. I don't act like you hurt your leg or something. Go down. Yeah, I felt bad for them. I mean, their first baseman is pretty terrible. I think I would be a better first baseman than he was.
They weren't a very good team, but what they still the opening weekend, like 22 bases or something, and Charlie Taylor and Cal Stark said no.
Yeah. Charlie Taylor, that one that he threw last night was a seed.
I'm convinced I could have tagged him out. Like he put it just.
You don't
just put it.
Just throw your glove out there. He's gonna throw right there.
Yeah, yeah. It was just a dime.
Yeah. But I think it was good to get the bats going. Again, I know it's lesser competition, but
the hitting's hitting though.
I think there is a comfortability factor where you get those kind of first few hits out of the way and you start rolling, and you just see the ball better. Jared Dickey said before the season the ball looked like a beach ball. That's the way it looked Tuesday night for him. I mean, he was lighting it up. Had a triple, a single, and a home run. If he would have got a double. What is up with the doubles? The doubles are
Speaking
the
of
no, he needed a triple. Sorry, he needed a triple.
Okay, Charlie Taylor's triple was not even a foot from being a home run too. He almost had 3 home runs last night.
Yeah, dude can rake.
I hope this carries over.
I mean, like again, people need confidence.
Yeah,
especially a team that hasn't really played together. They need to get some confidence under the belt, and I think they, got that. In this midweek, got a lot of guys some work. Kavaris Tears got his first at bat in college on Tuesday night, and rips a double in the left center gap. Dylan Dreiling, who Connor Pavoloni told us, he was super high on and actually knew him before he even stepped foot on campus. And that kid is going to be something. I don't know if it's this year, maybe it is this year, but these next 2 years for him are going to be special. He's going to be a dude.
Yeah, I think my favorite part too about this week is you're kind of rolling into the week going, no one really hit well. You're going to see a lot of guys. Maybe the lineups start changing and you're going to get different looks. And then everyone hits well, and you're kind of still in the same position going into Dayton. I find it very interesting. I'm sure Tony's like, could no one take a night off?
Yeah, right.
Make my job a tad bit easier, please.
Well, it's like, in the 5th inning, he's just throwing people. He's the next person on deck. He's like, hey man, come on, somebody else to go in. But it just felt like the entire time they were just switching people. I don't know who's like making the lineup. I don't know if it's Tony like in his head, but like you have to like figure out like if you switch out all 9, but it's different orders, then you got to put that whole 9 in a position somewhere.
Right.
So props to whoever figured that out, because that sounds like a freaking nightmare. It would have been on Wednesday. But props to Zach Joyce. I want to give him a shout out for getting us queso last night.
And I'm glad we were talking about hitting. You got to talk about the guys on the mound, especially Zach Joyce. I
think his high was 97 or 96, something around in there. So kid's throwing it, and we needed 3 strikeouts in that last inning to get queso. Man just went out there and just got us all queso. It was lovely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And they only had 5 hits. Yeah, 5 hits, 1 run in those 2 games. Again, not a good team at all.
No,
But-
and I don't want to get away from pitching too early. We got to give a shout out to friend of the pod, Xander Seacrest. I mean, gets the
got the
start.
start yesterday. Tons of bubble gum. Man just goes through bubble gum. I mean, he's got an iron jaw for sure. If whoever I don't know if this has ever happened to him, but if somebody just gets the urge to punch him, I feel bad for that person. I mean, instant broken hand. But yeah, and then Ron Miller walks it off. I mean, you get a walk off in your first night in Lindsey Nelson.
Yeah.
How about that?
I called it, but it was an inning late. Wanted it in the 7th, but we'll take it. I kind of like that you can have walk-offs up 8-0. That's fun.
Yeah. And then going back to Charlie Taylor. He's the one that got it that record-setting inning going in the 5th last night and hit that 3-run home run. Dude, he had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, well, and that home run was well hit, and then he just tanks the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about get the confidence rolling. He saw that one pop off the bat, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll take another, one more."
Yeah, but like you said, kind of going into Dayton, I don't know what the lineup's going to look like.
Yeah, I mean, I just assume.
I assume Cal Stark is probably the catcher, but Charlie Taylor could definitely be the catcher. Cal Stark could be a DH. Yeah,
you got to see Charlie Taylor this weekend at least once.
Yeah,
which I mean, I think that's good. Is they both look good behind the plate, and then obviously, both have now hit it well to this point. So, good news is I don't know if there's a bad option.
Yeah. Yeah, they look good. I think it was good for the fan base too. Just guys, it's okay. Relax.
It's fine.
This
weekend.
Relax.
Yeah, this weekend, obviously it always sucks when you lose, but it's February. It's okay.
Right.
Hey, if you don't overreact, you underreact, and at least you're reacting.
I think I say the same thing every time I know one's gone off the bat. I think I say "see ya ball" every time. I'm not sure, but I feel like in the moment I do say that.
I feel like you laugh a lot when you hear a ball come off the bat and it's gone. You're just immediately I mean, I can't even imitate your laugh.
I think I do that too.
You're a laugher. I mean, you just in the face of the pitcher immediately.
Yeah, I think I give it a nice B word too.
Sometimes I'll question if it's gone, and then I'll hear your laugh. I'm like, yeah, it's gone.
See ya. Wesley Hall said, any ideas on weekend batting order as TV irons out the kinks? Man, your guess is as good as mine. Christian Moore is going to be there. Blake Burke, Jared Dickey, Cal Stark's going to be in there, whether it's at catcher, at DH. Austin Jaslov's probably going to be in there because the NCAA just sucks at life. Again, I guess we've come to the conclusion that it was because of the self-reported recruiting violation.
And let's pretend for a minute that, all right, that deserves a suspension. 5 games is enough. That's plenty of suspension.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking why is Maui Ahuna? Why is he the one that's getting punished? Shouldn't it be the university getting punished?
Right.
And if you're not going to punish Tony Vitello or the baseball program, then why are we what are we even doing?
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying let's pretend that he should be suspended. He served it.
Also, why are we having to wait on somebody? Again, why are we waiting on some school to send? They're not going to be in a hurry to send a transcript over. Why are we waiting?
We've got his transcript. He's enrolled in school, right? I mean,
well, no, I'm saying that's why he got the. He got a plane ticket because we didn't have the transcript yet. But again, why are we wait? Why do we have to wait on a school? Again, it's a free transfer. His coach left. It shouldn't matter.
If this is what's holding it up, Colorado's in for it, right? I mean, Deion's on camera admitting to tampering.
I mean, he's freaking bringing what's he? I mean, he's not doing the strippers at a basketball game like Kansas, but he's bringing some Instagram models in to talk about women and how they should be treated. I mean, I don't know. That just seems weird. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't treat women well, but I don't know if an Instagram model is who I'm bringing in to coach them up.
Was that one not about running around with the right people? I thought that was part of it.
Oh, maybe
Which,
it was.
Alabama could probably hear that.
Yeah, maybe she should go talk to them. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, here we are. We still don't know the verdict with the football program. It's like, guys, Josh Heupel's been here for 2 years. I mean, can we not get something in place?
I don't think I'm curious to see kind of what happens. They punished Tennessee when Lane Kiffin left, and I know Tennessee didn't choose to fire him like they did Jeremy Pruitt, but it's like Tennessee got rid of everybody involved, whether right or wrong, whatever. Like, there's no one left on campus that was involved in that. So move on.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Alabama, death penalty. But
hopefully that's taken care of. I guess it's not going to be this weekend, at least unless something happens the next day. But hopefully after this weekend, it's done and over with. I mean,
that's the most important.
And here's the thing: if you listen to Tony Vitello after yesterday's game, guys, how do you not want to go play for somebody like that? I mean, he almost cussed in a post-game press conference, like he is going to fight for his players tooth and nail. I can't imagine what kind of voicemails or messages that he's left the NCAA office these past 2 weeks.
Oh, I have a baseball question for you. And
okay.
This is going to show I had to walk away from I was kind of in and out of the game. Did their one run come off where that guy, we overthrew first base and he turned to go to second, got tagged out, going back to first? Is that where their one run came from on that play?
It was a single, but they had runners on, so it might have came.
It was a runner on third, no one on second, no one on first or second. Single, ball goes over first baseman's head. He turns to go to second. Was it that run? Because initially they didn't score it. I don't think I had volume, so I couldn't hear the announcers. Initially they didn't score it, and then it popped up later, so I couldn't decide if it was on that, which I was like, surely that run would count since he wasn't.
That happened right when I was walking in the stadium, so I didn't really see that run either.
Single to third.
This is the last one, thank God. Friday's the last 4:30 game.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Getting off work early?
Probably Friday, yeah. It's just hard for me to do that on Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday.
Right. You're throwing out first pitch Friday, aren't you?
That's what I heard, yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm waiting on it.
Until they do it, I think maybe we should just do our own first pitch outside the stadium.
Okay, I like that.
There's some dudes that go out and play in that little yard right outside. We could probably get someone to catch for you.
Yeah, they're playing yesterday.
There's one kid that
these were like frat guys that were throwing the other day.
I'm talking about there was some kid in a Drew Gilbert garb. I mean, headband and all. He looked like a little player, so he could catch for you, I think.
Yeah, he'll take me 400 feet.
Oh, he's batting against you.
Yeah.
Are you hitting? If there's ever a first pitch that they line a guy up in the batter's box, or you're pelting him, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm just making sure we're on the same page. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, whoever's catching, probably Kirby or somebody like that, give me the finger. I'm freaking lining them up.
we're going inside here. All right. Yeah. Oh, I would love that. Love nothing more. I still think we need, speaking of things that we would like to be a part of, I think we need the golf cart that brings the guys from the bullpen, the baseball golf cart, I think is what we need. So I don't know how we make that happen. I will drive. I'll stay sober. I do like a good beer at a ball game, but if that's what it takes, I'll stay sober for it.
I like it.
Yeah. Or I'll at least pour my beer in like a cup so they don't know.
I was actually like, I haven't had a beer yet this season in Lindsey Nelson. So I'm waiting for you on set.
All right.
I don't think I'll get one tomorrow. I'm trying
All
to
right.
save my drinking only for the weekend, so
I like that.
I'll wait for you on Saturday.
All right, we'll do that. They've got good beer there. They got hazy IPAs. I'm in. Sign me up.
Yeah, not me, but yeah, I'm in. Let's talk about Alabama. Dude, Nate Oates is a moron. He's an absolute moron.
It's like I think I'm not in the camp of I'm in a lot of camps. I'm spreading the wealth. Number one, I never want to agree with Dan Wolken on anything. That's the first camp I'm in. I do see the
but if Dan Wolken's agreeing with you, then it's that obvious, right?
Maybe that's a spin zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I am in the camp a little bit of like, it sounds like a dicey situation. Like it sounds like I don't see. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of lawyers say that in most states he would be charged. So that right there, I don't know Alabama law, and that does matter. I certainly wouldn't kick him off the team if I'm Nate Oates, if he's not charged, but I just don't see how there's not a rule on the team of like, we don't have loaded guns in our car, especially when we're out drinking. Like, I don't see how that's not a team rule. They were going to a club.
Player kicked off for that?
One of the Smiths. We beat Kansas the next day. I think it was Tyler, but yeah, I just like, that's one of my conundrums. I just don't see how he doesn't serve a suspension. I'm not saying kick him off. First off, he's your best player. We all know winning trumps all. But I mean, how do you not for the program just look good? Suspend him for a game. Suspend him for South Carolina they did need him to win, it turns out, but everyone thought they were going to win easily anyways. And then the comment, just like, I'm glad it's Alabama. That makes me feel better. But like, don't be such an idiot. You knew these questions were coming. You knew. I know it was a live press conference, but you knew that question was going to be asked. That statement's got to be prepared. Like, you got to be ready for it.
Yeah, you can't say wrong place, wrong time. That is
when someone was murdered, whether it was his fault or not. At some point, the gun was in his possession.
Well, I mean, like if the story is what's out there, that's 100% the story. The murder doesn't happen unless Brandon Miller brings that gun.
That's again one of the conundrums. Like I said, I'm in a bunch of camps here. And listen, I'm a big innocent until proven guilty guy. And listen, again, I don't know.
Nate Oates just should have said he didn't pull the trigger. That's basically what he said.
Right. Yeah. And I don't understand it all. I'm not going to pretend to. I do have to say, like, we don't know all the facts. And I know Alabama fans are kind of like, they're trying to fight back against people who also don't know all the facts from a news report. We don't. But to come out and be like, oh, his lawyer, this is what he said. These are the facts. Guys, that's his side of the story. Let's be honest to the situation. Of course, his lawyer is going to paint his client in a good light.
Yeah,
there is
paid to do that.
We don't know all the facts. So I'm trying to be fair. I go right now with everything I know. I still don't understand how he doesn't serve some suspension for having a loaded gun while he was out partying in his possession. If he gets pulled over on his way there, he can't go, oh, it's another guy's gun. That's not how it works. Like, it's not.
How is he not how has he not been?
He was investigated. He had to answer questions. Yeah. Apparently he had a dash cam that proved he wasn't, which those are conflicting again. He wasn't apparently at the scene when it happened. Apparently they did investigate him. Like, that's why, again, I'm just like in a conundrum of like, but again, we don't know all the facts. So like, I just go back to, I don't know how he isn't suspended at all.
Right. Like,
I'm a little baffled he's not charged, but I don't know all the facts. So
whose
I'm
gun
going to be patient. It was Miles' gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Brandon Miller made sure that he knew there was one in the chamber.
So those text messages were sent, so he knew it was loaded. So he did handle it at some point to know it was loaded. Again, like, I don't know all the facts, but based on that, I'm like, he seems more involved than we're acting like he is.
Right.
This is speculation for me. I do want to clear that up. Not that I think I'm going to get a defamation suit or anything, but
Was
It
it
is speculation.
I read somewhere where his windshield got hit.
So he was parked in close proximity to the Jeep. I mean, the news report acted like it was blocked in. His lawyer refuted that he blocked the Jeep in. So again, there are two sides, obviously. I'm sure the truth's somewhere in the middle. And I don't know if it was because I think the other guy, the girl's boyfriend, I believe is their relation, fired shots back, I believe. So I don't know if it was his shots that hit his car, his windshield, or if it was.
So he was at the scene.
I think he had walked away. His car was at the scene. Again, based on what we know right now. And
Gotcha.
don't know if that's true, but based on what we know, apparently they pulled his dash cam. He turned over phone records. It's definitely a mess. Again, that's why I just don't know how I don't know how they don't get out ahead of this. This happened a month ago. How are you not like Brandon Miller was there? He's been cleared. Like you had to wait for it to come out in a news story. I wasn't aware. Were you aware that he was there before this came out? And I mean, I read about this story.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, he was nowhere mentioned in any of it.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know how you don't get out ahead of this. You knew it was going to come out. Yeah. How you don't? It just all comes down to. I think that is just the overarching stupidity of the year. And then I mean, it's just not a good look with Alabama. Coupled with that, I think everyone besides Alabama fans can agree with Jermaine Burton is like that situation was insane.
Yep.
Also, it didn't get any traction. I need y'all to understand. Was it Texas A&M that stormed on Alabama last year? And Saban said that it wasn't a bad experience. Everyone, no one. He had bodyguards, and that was the game that his bodyguard buried someone in the ground because they got too close to Nick Saban, and he acted like it was no big deal. Storming's part of college football. Blah blah blah. All good. Moving on. There's an SEC video of Greg Sankey talking about how much he loves storming. Missouri did it at one point. He's like, it's great for the game, blah, blah, blah. Tennessee does it. Jermaine Burton hits a girl. And now all of a sudden, crucify anyone who steps on the field.
Yeah.
Speaking of fans on the field,
they wanted Vescovi was it the Vanderbilt storm when a fan just like went up to him and he shoved him?
That was a bad look for Tennessee. I mean, I hated that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
did anyone comment about it besides me? I only saw me say it. I didn't say to do anything to him necessarily. I was just like, that's not a good look. I mean, the fan was talking trash towards our bench. I think it's just one of those things like, as the opposing team, your job in that situation is to get off the court, and that's it.
Yeah.
Unless you're physically assaulted, your job is to get off the court.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And if it's
I didn't think it was a good look either.
If it's a 20-year-old, yeah. If it's a 20-year-old
people that wanted him to be suspended, and
yeah, and I think he did push him, so it did get physical. And it's not a good look, and I mean, I do think the SEC needs to, unless you're going to put up fences around the playing surface, you got to expect that to happen, and you got to talk to players about it, and you got to talk to coaches about it, and I mean, you have courtside seats. You saw what happened at Florida last night, and I mean, that looked accidental to me. I hate Florida fans, but that looked accidental to me. He wasn't looking at the player.
I don't know. When I saw it, it just looked like it was on accident, and then he kind of got
maybe he didn't get off of him fast enough.
Yeah, and then he kind of
shouldn't have been there. Yeah. He shouldn't have been there, but it didn't look like he intended to put him in a chokehold.
Right.
Apparently, Jimmy Dykes lost his mind about it, which cracks me up.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Truthfully, wrong place, wrong time. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe supplying a gun that's a murder weapon, maybe not wrong place, wrong time. Maybe shouldn't use that.
Yeah, that's and it wasn't like he had the murder weapon a week before, by the way. Like what you said earlier. That's where I struggle. That's a camp I'm kind of in of it's tough. I mean, here's another conundrum I'm in. I get, probably Tuscaloosa or, the prosecutor's office in Tuscaloosa are probably all Alabama fans. Do they really care about Alabama basketball no matter what year it is? I don't know.
Well, like part of me is like Darius Miles, older player on the team, says, "Hey, bring me this gun." I mean, like, you should say no, 100%. But also, like, you're setting yourself up if you have text messages saying, hey, there's one in the chamber. It's like, dude, what do you think he's going to do with that thing?
I mean, he told you he was in trouble, or he told, I don't even know I don't know. He told you there was something maybe going to go down.
Yeah, it was in code, which is like another thing. Is just like you knew something was going to happen.
And I mean, does that mean he was on campus at some point with a loaded gun, which is another issue?
I don't know where they.
I know the altercation happened off campus.
Yeah. Where are they living? Because are they roommates? I don't know. There's a lot to. But it does look like a bad look, and Nate Oates just made it look even worse by not doing anything about it, and also just like shrugging it off. He didn't pull the trigger. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah,
And then he basically like said how like proud he was of him for all that he's going through last night, and I'm just like, oh my god.
And listen, he is, I guess kid's not the right word, but like he's young. He's going to make mistakes. That's a bad mistake to make. Like I said, I am in the camp of like, if there's not enough to charge him, it's not, if we really believe, if you really can't prove certain things about it to charge him, then yeah, I mean, maybe he didn't do it. He's innocent right now until proven guilty. So it's not worth, but like discipline him because he made a mistake. Discipline him. He's not going to learn if you don't discipline him. It's my take. Yep. Did Nate Oates make Nick Saban look better? Nick Saban at least said he did discipline. He said he handled it internally, which makes me think he disciplined him internally. So does Nick Saban look good now? Is this a ploy by Nate Oates to make Nick Saban look good?
I don't know. I think the first question that I had when I was thinking about all this is like, hey, would Jay Billis go 94 feet with Brandon Miller again, knowing that he could have a gun?
It's not his. Good news.
Yeah.
Well, and listen.
Wrong place, wrong time. 94 feet, wrong place.
And do I feel bad about making jokes about it? Absolutely not. If you had charged him, I probably wouldn't have made the jokes I've made so far to this point. But you didn't charge him. I think it's free game now.
I mean, it's a joke that, we're going to let Brandon Miller play, but we're not going to let Maui Ahuna play. It's a joke.
Yeah, that's a don't get on a plane, guys, too early. But if you're an NCAA athlete and you have a loaded gun, it's free game.
Yeah, just don't pull the trigger.
Get your own trigger, man. Alvin Kamara.
Jesus. That's another one. It's like, when's he coming off the Jumbotron?
But why in the world? This is the Ray Rice situation. You're telling me you didn't know what happened until you saw the video? Like, don't get outraged because the video went public, like with Ray Rice. I'm not saying Ray Rice shouldn't have been suspended, all that, but you acted like it wasn't a big deal until the video came out. It's just stupid.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was like beat all to hell.
I mean, he got jumped. I mean, I don't know if he's like, you don't deserve it because you said something. I don't know what was done or said, or I think, didn't they say it was because they didn't want him on the elevator, which is absurd. Yeah, but it's like he got jumped no matter what happened. He got jumped, and that's not cool. Love you, Alvin, but that's not cool.
Yeah, is he going to stay on the Jumbotron, you think?
Well, it'll take months to get down. Don't worry. He's got time.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And we got to order a crane. We won't use the crane, but we got to get it here first before we can do anything about it.
That's the hard part.
Right.
Just don't get on the plane early.
Most pro sports memorabilia.
Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting question. We are in the off season, so got to fill content somehow. I think my mom used to work at UT in the bookstore, and while Peyton Manning was there, and he signed a little piece of paper and told me happy birthday on my first birthday. So,
shut up, Peyton. Good guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I don't know.
He's a sheriff, and he's never had a loaded gun.
I don't know what my most prized one would be. I've got a lot that I like. I've got a 98 Sports Illustrated from the national championship, a newspaper from 98 that was my dad's, I guess. So those are cool. Yeah, I don't know what my most prized one. And then the turf, I'll take that back. It's got to be the turf from Neyland this year. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah. I think mine's that the half cigar, or I guess
I wish I'd say I had a half smoke. So I smoked all of one, and then I had two, so I had some left over. I should have saved it. It sat in that parking lot for weeks. Ethan asked favorite sports memory. Going to Reds opening day with my dad. It's a great one. That's take out Alabama. What's your favorite sports memory?
Dang, that's tough.
Also, Ethan, I'm sorry. Reds, I'm really sorry.
I want to say, man, the one thing that I'm just thinking off the top of my head is the Arkansas walk-off, the Max Ferguson with beating number 1 Arkansas, and it wasn't filled up because it was still kind of COVID.
Right.
But yeah, just being there with my dad and kind of being in the shot when he's hitting it is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is cool. Trying to think of a specific one because my favorite sports memory isn't a specific memory. And
Joey, you and Dylan can get in here too if y'all want.
Yeah, let's get some segments. Will Hoyt walk off. That's a good one, Dylan. Were you there, Dylan? Did you get to go in attendance? Late to the game. Made it in time for that.
Yeah, I actually was there. It was my first YouTube football game, so quite an experience.
Damn. Wow.
You and Dylan can get in here too.
We'll echo.
There you
go. I don't know. Favorite single sports memory. I mean, we've had a lot of good ones. Just like working backwards. Kentucky in 19 was a ton of fun.
Oh, we went to
not even like the game itself, just like a lot of us being there, and like it was a good, maybe not good football game, but the way it ended, a ton of fun.
LSU was a ton of fun.
LSU was a ton of fun. That might be my favorite sports day of all time.
Yeah.
But my favorite memory, and it's why I'm a Tennessee fan. We kind of talked about this, and we were like, why do we miss sports so much in COVID? Like talking about it and stuff. My favorite thing, and I might need to recreate it when I have kids, no matter where we tailgate. But my favorite thing was walking across Inley Street to Neyland with my dad. That was before the game, after the game. After the game, we were winning some then, so we had some good talks, and then it was dead silent in losses. So yeah, but those were fun times, and yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes it special.
Yeah, I remember they used to have a shortcut from like by the church past the lot we used to be in at what's that road called? Poplar Street. You used to get cut through the woods, and it was just like a steep ass, just like, I mean, it was, they had to gate it off because so many people got hurt. But I remember just like, that was like my favorite part, is just like climbing through that to get a cut 5 minutes off your walk.
We took those sketchy stairs. They're not sketchy anymore, but down through that like drainage area, a little creek.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be some sketchy stairs. That's the road we used to, or the way we used to take the path.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but no, those are, and then this was a fun memory too. The 2013 NCAA run with Konzo to the Sweet 16. We talked every day because like Konzo out. My dad thought we could win with Konzo. I think he was a what's the right word? He was very good at playing the devil's advocate. I think that's where I get it from. And like, he didn't really care for Konzo so much until people started hating him. And then he started caring for him. And so like every day, just talking to him, like during that run, talking about Konzo Martin, which, hey, better than Donnie Tyndall, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Joey, you got one?
Dude, I'm going to have to, I mean, obviously it's going to be hard to beat Alabama's game, but I mean, in terms of like actual favorite memory that I'll probably look on the most had to be Georgia Hail Mary, just because it was just me and my dad by ourselves, and it was like the most just like, what the hell just happened moment, like stunned shock. That's just one that like I can remember exactly. Like, I mean, it's just, I wasn't in college yet, obviously, and so just a little bit more special with family and everything, just me and my dad. So, but then yeah, after that Alabama game, Still got the grass, dude. We smoked the hell out of them. We smoked them. We lit everything on fire. No, when it comes down to it, like, sorry, Dad, but that's gonna take top memory just in terms of experience.
Oh, it's definitely Alabama. Like that's my favorite is Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I had to exclude that. I thought that was unfair.
Too easy.
Yeah,
I dream about that night. I do. I'm sorry. That's tacky, but it's why you're a sports fan. Nights like that, dude.
I would do anything to go. Like, just give me like a couple more hours.
I literally have like a whole camera roll just for like it's 200 photos of like just that whole day.
I was talking to someone this week about it, and I was like, I never want Tennessee fans to experience 15 years without it, because every year is going to be sweet when we beat Alabama, no matter what. Like it's going to be fun, but the just build up to that game and the way it ended. I mean, the most football fashion of all time, game-winning kick as time expired, and no one. Only the 100,000 people there are ever going to experience a moment like that. Like nothing can really get that moment again. And it kind of makes me mad for future Tennessee fans, but hopefully they never have to go through 15 years again. I don't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, I want to say going to Omaha too is definitely one. Just seeing, a team dogpile on the field in person's.
That weekend was so cool with the watch party. It was.
Dude, there were so many people on campus.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend. I don't think our AC is working. I'm sweating my balls off right now.
I just think like it was so hot today.
Yeah, I'm miserable right now.
Yeah, everything's. Ethan said, "I do love Folky's game in Lexington." That's up there.
It's good memory. That's on our intro. We just won a basketball game. I'm really happy right now.
All right, stupidity.
That's not going to sit well.
Fan questions.
We got to all of them, I believe, unless you had some loaded.
I don't think I have any. I did get asked about Camden Sewell. Why he hasn't pitched. Little sore. I think he's working his way back, but just kind of being cautious with him through games that really don't matter that much. You're going to need him the rest of the season, so no reason to press it.
Yeah. You don't – you're going to need him down the road. You don't need him now.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Stupidity.
Did you all see Lenny Dykstra on Colin Cowherd?
No.
Did y'all see that video? All right, let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry. He said I don't know if he thought like it was going to come off endearing or if he's just fully embraced the psychopath role, but just it's insane. He hired private investigators to follow MLB umpires around so he could get an edge.
You were very smart that way. A little more of that. What'd you do? I said, I need these umpires. So what do? I just pulled $500,000 out and I hired a private investigation team. Paul, their blood's just as red as ours. Some of them like women, some of them like men, some of them gamble, some of them do whatever.
So you had PIs tracking umpires through your career or just a few years?
No, like after I got the money, when I was trying to get the money. It wasn't a coincidence you think that I led the league in walks the next few years, was it?
So you really think...
I don't think I know.
Did you bribe him?
No, fear does a lot to a man. Hey, so did you cover last night? You call it a strike. Oh, I don't think you heard me. Did you cover the spread last night? Next. Did you?
Have you told anybody else this?
You're the first one, man. And one in my book.
That's pretty good.
It gets better.
But basically,
is that not insane? I don't know if he's like, yeah, this is going to be a good story, but that's insane.
That's all.
Looks like
that's
the
also
craziest
like,
man alive,
dude. Like, you just tarnished anything that you ever accomplished.
right? I paid for it all, man.
Jesus.
Also, how many PIs did he hire for $500,000?
Yeah, like how many umpires are there? Like are you just like, oh, thank God, I know where this guy was last night. I'm glad I followed him around. I'm glad he's behind home plate.
I like that he's like, some people like women, some people like men, some people like gambling.
Yeah, was he like, how's your boyfriend?
I mean, I don't know. I think we need more of this. We would have found out about Rush Probst's second family a long time ago if we had more of that action. It's insane. That's the craziest thing I've heard. And we heard about Brandon Miller this week.
Yep. Wow. I know, Caleb, you're probably a expert on this, but Alex Murdaugh clearly lying.
He's gonna be. I think hung jury. I don't think they got him. Cross examination better be good tomorrow.
This man he's a liar.
He's a con man, and I think he did a good job. I think if you just look at the public opinion,
I haven't watched the whole thing, but I did like read up on it and then watch some TikToks today. Dude, like the phone call when he's in prison or I guess jail or whatever to his son saying, "Hey, you need to go to the estate."
It's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff, and I think he did it. I'm not confident because here's the thing: like the timeline's tight, but there's also
like the video.
There's reasonable doubt. Yeah, the timeline's real tight. He left at like 9:06. The video is 8:48. Like that's enough time that you could get out. Now, there's a lot of weird stuff in the middle there. He lied to investigators. He admitted that on the stand. And I thought the cross-examination did an okay job of kind of calling the bull crap on those lies. But the thing is like, it's got to convince 12 people that it's bull crap. And that's a hard thing to do, especially when, I don't know. I just don't know yet. And I'm hoping the cross-examination nails him tomorrow because I think he did it. But I don't know, man.
Is this the South Carolina thing you were talking about a while back?
Yeah. I've been following it since June 8th, 2021, the day after the murders. I just stumbled upon a subreddit about it. So I've been dialed in and that. Do what?
Said you're playing devil's advocate tonight between Brandon Miller and Alex Murdaugh. You're just
No. I think Alex did it. I think he did. And I kind of thought that the moment they said it wasn't. And I mean, listen, as far as revenge killings go, if it's a revenge killing, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't make it quick and easy, right?
Oh yeah. Well, per Nate Oates, wrong place, wrong time.
He was at the wrong place at the wrong time for sure. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I mean, he is a liar. He's a con man. But I get like him on the stand today, him doing that. I get why people fell for it. He knows what to say. He's a big dude. He's intimidating. He's got kind of that Southern charm about him if you didn't know his history. So I get it, but I don't know, man.
Did OJ do it, Caleb? Is that what?
OJ did it 100%. They had physical evidence about him. That's the problem with Alex. They don't have physical evidence. Or Alec, if you're from the low country, or Elick. I pronounce his name so not Murdaugh. But yeah, it's here's my favorite part. The questions haven't been answered. I don't think prosecution's pushed hard enough, but I don't know if they can. I don't know how it all works. He had clothes on in the video earlier that day. They can't find the clothes anywhere. He blamed it on his cleaning lady. He's like, I don't know what she did with them.
God,
he set them on fire for sure.
Oh, dude, those are long gone. They can't find the guns. They can't find anything. I mean. But he's an attorney. He knows, which, I mean, a lot of people want to paint him as stupid. Dude stole tens of millions of dollars. He might be dumb, but he ain't stupid.
Yeah.
He made a lot of mistakes, but he didn't make the wrong ones.
Caleb, you know soccer the most. I don't know if you know this one, but did you see the ref like get attacked by the team in Africa or whatever?
I hadn't seen it, but when I was getting stuff ready for the show this morning, I saw where you had uploaded it, but I didn't know what it was from.
Yeah, I don't really know the backstory of it. I don't follow soccer at all, but I'm not going to agree.
It's a women's match, isn't it?
I thought it was men's. If it's women, they're kicking his ass. I mean, fairly.
Okay.
So. I'm not saying I'm not in favor of assault, but I think it'd be kind of funny to like make this kind of up for grabs in sports and like make refs get a little bit more like. I'm just saying I'll play it, but if I feel like there'd be a little bit more, transparency for calls if you could just do this to a ref after. tried to play it long enough.
Women's
to make
match,
sure
right?
He got away safe, like he's fine, because it looks really bad.
What was the call that started
Not
that?
fun. But I don't know. But I'm kind of.
He had a red card out.
I told you I'm not going to advocate for assault, but God, man, it'd be kind of cool to watch like the Lakers go after. Like, imagine LeBron going after a ref if it was just like awful. Like after the call, whatever game that was, like a month ago.
That's a women's match, right? Am I crazy?
I can't tell.
God, Drew Gilbert would be in prison right now. Tony Vitello would be right now. They'd probably be cellmates. Him and Drew.
Yeah. No, I don't know what led up to it. I love that he is carrying around a red card while getting spark kicked. He's just ready to go.
If they added that to the XFL, I might actually start tuning in.
I'm a prominent DC Defenders fan. I've already issued my apology to XFL. No, I have no idea what happened in that, but dude, soccer players are crazy. Just ask Dylan. Dylan's dog cussed plenty of refs.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've also played in a lot of leagues where I've almost got attacked. Was I talking shit? Definitely. But was it to a fan? Yes.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Oh, it was the right place, right time, because we scored a goal, and that's why I was talking shit. So, it was well deserved.
What game was this? I feel like I should know about this, but I don't know if I do.
It was the Guatemalan League in
Okay.
And dude, they were not having it. I mean, we were kicking their ass, so I can understand why they were a little feisty. I may have said some things that I probably shouldn't have, but I definitely didn't cross the line. I was just, talking shit as I was getting shit talked to me. So it was a little back and forth, but
Dylan's gotten yellow carded before his cleats were even on at a game. That's real.
Yeah.
I would have done it just because the way he looks. I am.
I've got a soccer one. I don't know if this. I guess this is stupidity, but it's so funny that it's just amazing. Someone posted on Twitter. My uncle David, a lifelong Arsenal fan, died on Saturday. As a nod to his beloved team, we decided to bury him in a Gunners jersey. His girlfriend carefully selected the least worn top from his collection. Today we arrived at the funeral home, and David is being buried in a Chelsea jersey. That is like being buried in a Florida jersey as a Tennessee fan. And apparently the family's just like, I don't know how it happened. They had an Emirates sponsor, so I guess it looked the same.
So did they change the man?
It was too late to change him. He's buried in a Chelsea jersey.
Oh no!
I would haunt if someone buried me in a Florida jersey. I would haunt them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, your life would be miserable.
I'm surprised that person didn't die on their way home from the funeral.
Yeah, he's probably got some Arsenal buddies that were not happy.
Speaking of revenge killings,
Steve Spurrier's funeral and throw a little Tennessee jersey on him. See what happens.
He might like that. He's such a shit talker. He might appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I've got for stupidity. That sign me off.
That's all I got.
Y'all have got me in here defending Alex Murdoch. Bums.
Caleb said he didn't do it.
And Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller.
Caleb also didn't say that.
Guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back on Sunday talking, hopefully, a lot of Tennessee baseball victories, hopefully a basketball victory. South Carolina's terrible. I know they went toe-to-toe with Alabama, but, Nate Oates was defending Brandon Miller, giving him props for, playing the way that he did, going through everything he's gone through. So you just got to feel bad for him at this point. Guys, thanks again. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.